Hey Lobos, we're so glad you're back. I'm Dr. Pretty, I'm your principal, and I wanted to just kind of go over a few things with you. I know this is kind of different, we're just in COVID times. Normally we would funnel you all into the auditorium and we would have you sit down and we would go over some important information with you, but we're going to do it this way this time. So thanks to Mr. Meinenkugel, he has graciously filmed us today, and so we're going to share a few important things with you during this kind of pep rally time. So the first thing is that all the information that we're sharing with you today serves three purposes. Most rules that apply in school or that we have in schools, all are based on safety, your safety. And so when we ask you to do things, it's usually, if you can draw it back to the reason is because we were trying to keep you safe. The second reason is that this is school, and so we have to create an environment where everybody can learn, where your teachers can teach and do what they love to do, and then also everyone can learn and get their education. And then the third reason is that we want our school to be the best school, period. And you guys know, those of you who've been here a lot longer than me, you know, I only joined you back in January, but I already know that this is a great place to be and a great place to go to school. And we want to keep it that way. So therefore, we need everybody's cooperation on a few things. And all the assistant principals today are going to come in and they're going to tell you a few things that we need you to help us out with. Also too, COVID kind of ended our year unexpectedly last year, and we're still dealing with COVID. So you guys have already done an awesome job with wearing face masks, and we really need your continued cooperation with that. Teachers, staff, students, we all have to do our part. By wearing our face masks, that's what's really going to keep us at school. All right, so we really need everyone's help with that. Social distancing is so important, but we have 1,500 people in our building, so sometimes it's not completely possible to completely social distance and be 6 feet away. So we'll always have to do our part, but that's where the face mask comes into play. So we really need everyone's help with wearing the face mask. When you guys are at lunch, wear your face mask when you're in line. You don't have to wear it when you're actually eating, but then too, you need to put it back on when you're just sitting in the cafeteria waiting for the bell to ring and just visiting with your friends. So we really appreciate your help with that, okay? Also too, hand washing, frequent hand washing, but then also using sanitizer. That's really helpful too to cut down on germs. And then also too, walk and talk. So a lot of times I know y'all are back at school, and after you get comfortable and you know where you're going, I know we like to kind of stand and talk, but you guys need to keep walking and talking. And the last thing is with our nurse. A lot of times too, Nurse Nelson and Nurse Philpott, they are going to be so busy this year just taking care of all of us and keeping us all safe. And so this is not the year where when you're not feeling that great, or you just have a headache, or maybe you're just not feeling it that day and you're wanting to go to the nurse, you just really can't. Your teachers are going to keep you in class. We've asked them to do that. So we need your help too. And that really the only reason to go to the nurse is if you're truly sick, or you already have an appointment or something with Miss Philpott or Miss Nelson to take medicine, okay? So we need your help with that. Also too, the other thing I wanted to just emphasize as your principal is how important it is for you, now that you're back, to find a way to get involved. And I'm going to challenge all of you to find some way to get involved in your school. You guys are the reason why we're all here, and so we want you to find a way to join a club, and find a way to contribute to your school. You'll have more fun when you're here, and studies show that kids who are involved in their school, they do better in school, their grades are better, you're going to enjoy it more, and you're more likely to graduate on time. So that's a challenge to you. Also too, I want to remind you that every adult in this building is here to help you. From me, all of the custodians, your teachers, every single person, our security guards, every single adult in this building is here to help you. And so anytime an adult asks you to do something, it's just usually out of safety, for no other reason but to keep you safe. All right, so please comply with the requests of our adults, whether they be your classroom teachers or a teacher that you see walking down the hall or one of our security guards. And that's going to make your day and our day much better. And then lastly, I just want to share with you that your education is your everything. I am a first college generation student. So I was the first in my family after I graduated from high school to go to college. And I will tell you that My education is why I get to do what I do. So I can take care of myself, and I want that for each and every single one of you. And your education is your everything. So those of you who are seniors, or if you're a freshman and you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel yet, just please know everyone's here, number one, to keep you safe, to make this a great place for you to go to school, but number one, to help you get your education. So I challenge each of you to be here each day, do your very, very best, and we're going to have a great school year. So go Lobos!
Hey Lobos, I'm Misty Chestnut, your academic dean. I want to give you a few tips about our grading policy. The complete policy is available online. If you go to the LEHS website, you can catch that in its entirety. The highlights that you need to know is that the number one thing that you need to worry about is communicating with your teachers. It's a crazy time. It's a crazy year. There's a lot of moving parts. They're here for you. They want to work with you and for you to be successful. So make sure you're communicating with them verbally and via email. The next thing that we want to remind you about is that we do have a grace period for your assignments. So if you miss your due date, again, communicate with your teachers. After the 5-day grace period is over, teachers do not have to accept your assignments. That's really important for you to know. You've got to get those in. Stay on top of them or they'll snowball on you. The next thing that we want you to know about, a highlight, would be your reassessment policy. If you have below an 85 on an exam, you are eligible to reassess. However, you have 5 days to do that reassessment, and your teacher might require some additional work from you in advance. That means that they may want you to do test corrections, they may have additional assignments, or even require you to come in for tutoring before after school before they're allowing you to take that reassessment. So do yourself a big favor, prepare ahead of time so that you're not in that situation very often. The last thing that we want to make you aware of is that we do expect about 1 grade a week, and then you'll have 2 to 3 tests every quarter. We are on a quarter system here. Every 9 weeks you get a report card. That also means that every semester you are going to get credits, and that's what goes towards your GPA. If you have questions about that, you can always reach out to me or a counselor or any of your teachers, and they can break that down for you. That's our grading policy in an instant. Thank you guys so much. Go Lobos!
Good morning, Lobos. My name is Mr. Ocampo, and I am the house principal for RO through Z. And today I'm going to be talking to you about boys' dress code. So one of the main things as far as boys' dress code is no tank tops. And we don't want any basketball jersey tops either for boys. So just kind of keep those at home, please. Another issue sometimes that we have with our boys here is the sagging pants. So again, we're going to be looking out for that. So make sure that your pants are always up to your waistline, please. And with holes in your pants, again, those are allowable, but make sure that none of those holes are above the mid-thigh. So any of those holes that are above the mid-thigh, they need to have some kind of covering underneath, so we don't want to see any skin above those mid-thighs. So have those covered up with some kind of patches or something along the lines of that. But holes beneath that will be fine.
Good morning, Lobos. My name is Marcia Infante, and I am your new assistant principal for the F through LI office. I hope you've had a wonderful first week of school. I'm going to go over a couple of items here. First, our dress code policy for our ladies. So, first things first, midriff. No midriffs. And the rule of thumb there, if you can raise your hand high and you can see your belly, that's not allowed. So no midriffs there, ladies. Second thing, you will not be allowed to wear any low cut or shirts that display cleavage. So nothing that's super low or displays anything. Second thing is shorts. Your shorts must be mid-thigh. So it doesn't have to be fingertip length. We're talking about mid-thigh. And that includes short shorts, that includes the biker shorts, that includes any cutoffs, things like that. They all have to be mid-thigh, as well as your jeans. If you have any holes below mid-thigh, then you'll be okay. If you have anything above, then you'll be asked to change, or you'll be sent home. That's not good. Lastly, nothing that shows your back or you have lace or anything that is see-through as well. So just make sure that you adhere to the dress code policy. Thank you.
And of course, all student dress code must abide by our rules, and so some of those you have to make sure that as far as your clothing is concerned, that you don't have any violence or gory pictures on there, anything that depicts death, or any gang-related symbols on there, or anything that pertains to alcohol or drugs. And of course, all these rules not only pertain to boys, but also to some of our girls. So we don't want boys and girls to have hoods on top of their heads. You can have hoodies on, but we just don't want them over your heads. No bandanas, and of course no sunglasses in school. You can wear those outside. Thank you for your cooperation, and we look forward to working with you this year.
Good morning, Lobos. I'm Dr. Mohammed, the Assistant Principal for House Office A through E. And in House Office A through E, you have the most important person, Mrs. Roshanali. She is the Administrative Assistant who helps myself and Mr. Apsher, your counselor. Today I'm going to talk to you mostly about safety and security. It's very important that we understand that we are here to educate you, but we need to make certain that everyone remains safe and secure. In order to start our day off, please know that you are able to enter the building at 6:45, and we're asking for everyone to be off campus by 3:10. Excuse me for continuing to pull my mask, but guys, it continues to fall down, which is another important point about safety. Please make certain at all times you're wearing your mask. Whenever you're in school, whenever you're around someone, please make certain that your mask covers your mouth and your nose. Additionally, in regards to safety, know that we have security team members here and that they are here to help you throughout the day. They will be speaking to you, interacting and engaging with you to get to know you and make certain that you are where you are needed at all times. To further support our security team and to help us maintain safety, we have cameras throughout our campus that film inside and outside of our school. Those cameras operate 24/7, 7 days a week. 24 hours, 7 days a week. Additionally, in order to be safe, guys, we have to make certain that we're helping one another, not harming one another, which brings in harassment and bullying and things of that nature. Please know that those things are completely unacceptable. And if individuals engage in those type activities, then you'll have to speak with us in our offices and know that it's just not against policy, but it's also an unlawful act in most cases, or in many cases, I'll say. So law enforcement would have to get involved. Drivers, if you drive, please know that you are welcome to drive as long as you are qualified. Meaning you have to have a valid driver license. You have to have insurance. You have to make certain that you sign off on the rules that you'll abide by the policy for drivers. And you'll have to get your parking permit. The parking permit can be purchased in my office with Mrs. Roshanali. It is a cost of $30 for both semesters. So please come to my office, Office A through E, in order to get your parking permit. The parking location for students is directly outside of the cafeteria and to the right of the cafeteria. So please make certain when you're parking, the student parking directly outside the cafeteria, to the right of the cafeteria, and then there's a small little section at the front of the school in the corner. All right, lunchtime. We all enjoy our lunch, but guys, please know that we cannot accept deliveries from the outside, nor can you bring food in from the outside, okay? So thank you for making certain that you are enjoying our cafeteria food or the food that you're preparing yourself for your lunch. And I want to talk about cell phones for just a moment. Please know that cell phones are allowed at school. However, if your teacher does not want you to utilize those phones because you're not engaging with your phone appropriately, please know you have to adhere to your teacher's policy in his or her classroom. And that's all for me, guys. Thank you very much. Have a great year, Lobos.
Yes.
Can I come in?
No. Go get a tardy pass.
All right, students, starting Monday, we're going to start counting tardies. Okay? When that tardy bell rings, all the teachers are going to shut the door. If you are tardy, you have to get a tardy pass. you will approach the scanner, which security guards will be in the hallways with these scanners. You will scan your ID, and then you will get a tardy pass. This is the only way you can get back into the room. Can I come in now?
Yes, welcome, Mr.
All
Heller.
right, thank you.
Come on in.
By the way, you're only going to get 4 tardies per grading period in the same class, and only 9 tardies, all classes combined, per grading period, before the consequences start happening. Students, welcome to the cafeteria. Just to let you know, our campus is a closed campus. You are not allowed to leave to go anywhere to go eat lunch. You have to remain in this cafeteria at all times. The only way you can go to leave this cafeteria is to go visit a teacher, but you must have a teacher's pass. So please plan ahead with the teacher and get the teacher's pass. Also, students, you notice all these tables. We have to be COVID compliant as much as we can, okay? So these tables have to remain in their position. We cannot move chairs or tables. We cannot gather in the cafeteria. So please leave these as where they are. Also, when lunch is over, you have to go immediately back to class. We can't gather in the hallways. Just go straight back to class. Thank you.
Hello, I'm back again, here to talk to you about late arrival, early release, and travelers. First off, if you have late arrival, please note that you are not allowed to be on campus until 5 minutes before your class. And you must also enter your building through the front office. Secondly, early release. If you have early release, we love you, we want you, but we want you to leave. So please exit the building immediately. Lastly, if you are a traveling student, you must enter through the front doors, once again, 5 minutes before class, and you must display your traveler ID. Every student has different color IDs, so you must display that at all times as well. Lastly, the library. You are not allowed to wait in the library for early release or late arrival. The library, if you're there, you must have a pass at all times and no eating or drinking in the library as well. Thank you.
Students, we are all so proud of you here at Little Elm High School. You've had great success, and we know that you will continue to have great success. Once again, we're proud of you, and it's great to be a Lobo. Go Lobos.